Hey everybody, this is E from E's Workout Channel, and today we're gonna do a video. We're gonna take it back to wellness, and today we're gonna focus more on mental wellness, and in terms of us being in isolation, that can have a dramatic impact on our mental well-being. It can make some of us feel like we're about to go insane or go stir crazy, and I'm not even trying to say that to be funny because, in my opinion, this is like a real serious situation, or it can be for many of us who are experiencing isolation right now. Being stuck in your residence, can't go out. You may be stuck in the house with the kids, or with elderly parents you may be taking care of, or you may be alone. And any of those situations, can present a sense of stress that we may not be used to. Because, we're used to being able to go out and do things, and now we can't. And it's definitely going to have an impact on some of us. Some of us are crazy as it is, and then being stuck in the house may just exacerbate that situation for some of us. And basically in this video, I'm going to tell you some things that you can do to help, fight that, combat that. The best situation would be, a couple, a man and a woman, man and a man, woman and a woman. I really don't care. Just, two people being together, being able to look out for each other, talk to each other. That would be the best scenario. But, you may also have a situation where the person is alone, or they may be taking care of kids, young kids, or elderly people. And those two situations may be a little bit more problematic, especially, when there's young children involved. You don't want to be stuck in a house about to flip out, when there's children involved. So we all, really have to be aware of our mental state during these trying times. But anyway, let me go ahead and get started and tell you some of the things that may be able to help out, with the isolation for many of us, so we don't lose our minds. The first one I want to talk about is exercise. Exercise is probably going to be the most important thing I talk about tonight, for several reasons. First being, if you're exercising and working out, you're getting stronger, you're making your body stronger, which is going to make your immune system stronger, which is going to help you in case you ever did get the virus. You definitely want your immune system to be strong. The other way that exercise helps out is that it also helps you mentally, because when you're exercising, just to even sit down and do the exercises takes willpower, mental strength. And then to push through those exercises, that's all willpower. When you got to dig deep, that's willpower, which is mental strength, which strengthens your mind as well as your body. So that's just something to keep in mind. And it's time consuming. And in fact, everything I'm going to talk about tonight is time consuming and things that engage your mind, so that, you'll have a stronger mind and your mind will be more at ease, and it'll just be helpful, because like I said, I know isolation can be stressful for many people. The next thing that I would suggest doing is reading. You'll have plenty of time to read now, and if you've put off reading certain books, I don't care if it's comic books, novels, cookbooks, poetry, whatever, anything that you're interested in, now would be a good time to read. And reading also strengthens the mind. Reading is like exercise for the mind. One of the best things you can do, in terms of keeping your mind engaged, occupied, strengthening it. And like I said, keeping it at ease. If you're reading something you like, that's enjoyable. And I would definitely encourage, people to read, while we're in isolation. If you're single, it'll be a lot easier. If you have children, you're probably gonna have to set aside time to do it. But the next thing I want to talk about is meditation. Now, meditation might not be for everybody, but I will say, while we're in isolation, it may be something that many of you may want to look into. I'm not going to use this video to teach you about meditation, but You can Google it. There are different types of meditation. You may have to figure out, which type is best for you. But meditation is also something that you can use to strengthen the mind, focus, put your mind at ease. And it's time consuming, and it'll just give you a chance to focus on things outside of all of the negativity going on right now. And if you do have a family, maybe you can get your kids to come join in with you. Y'all make it a family thing. Now, if the kids, if they're not able to do it, I definitely wouldn't have them around when you're trying to do it, because you're going to be able to need to focus. And, distractions are not a good thing when you're trying to meditate. The next thing I'm going to mention is writing. Since you're going to have a lot more time on your hands, maybe now's the time to write something that you thought about writing and just put it off. Anybody can write, as long as it's something, you're interested in, or say if you have you have a lot of knowledge about a particular subject, write about it, write it down. If you like writing poetry, write your poems down. And then by the time this isolation is over, you may have something that you've accumulated that you can actually publish. But writing is also, it relieves stress, because you got to think about what you want to write, then you got to write it down. And so your mind is being engaged, and it's a good thing for you. And it's time consuming, so it'll help that day go along a little bit. So yeah, writing, just give it a shot. It don't take nothing, sit down, you'd be surprised. The next thing I would suggest doing is making videos. I like to make videos. It's, definitely a stress reliever for me. As you can see, I have the YouTube channel, and making videos is kind of like, writing, in a sense that you still have to think about what you want to make the video about. It should be something that you're interested in, or that you have knowledge about. It could be about video games, cooking, race cars, whatever. Whatever your interest is. And like I said, making videos, you got to take the time. It's not as easy as some people may think. And you'll see as you try to make them, especially if you're trying to make them for like a YouTube channel, or even if you want to just put your videos on Facebook or Instagram or one of the social media platforms. You may even just want to make them for yourself so you can go back and look at them. But it can definitely be fun, and it can definitely relieve some stress. And it takes up time, and it keeps your mind engaged, because you got to think about what you're doing. Another thing, if you have a family, what you could do is play video charades. And video charades is basically, instead of acting out, whatever you're trying to do in front of the group, you go into another room maybe and make a video of what you want to act out, and then come back and let everybody watch the video, and then they can guess, as to what you're trying to act out for video charades. It's actually pretty fun, and I would definitely recommend it, in a family setting. The next thing I want to recommend is board games. Board games in the family setting. Board games can be a lot of fun. It gives the family a good chance to bond. Y'all may be at each other's throats during this time of isolation. This will give you a chance to come back. Board games are fun. They engage the mind, and very, importantly, they're time consuming as well. It'll take up some time and make that day go by a little bit faster. Now, if you're by yourself and you don't have a family, what I would recommend doing is going either to the Apple Play Store or the Google Play Store and downloading some games. They have games in all categories, from word games, action games, shooters, whatever you want. There's a game for you, I promise. And I would definitely recommend downloading some games that you like, something that you can enjoy and, keep your mind occupied and make the time go by. Another thing, if you're single, that you may even want to try is dating apps. You may also find that time consuming and enjoyable as you download the apps and you look through a bunch of people, and you may end up meeting some new people, meeting some new friends, having new people to talk to. And that can be a really good thing during these times, especially, in isolation, especially if you're by yourself. So the next thing, and I guess the last thing I would recommend, is cleaning and cleanliness. Make sure, like, cleanliness is always important, But it's even more important now with the pandemic, you know, the COVID-19 going around. You definitely want to keep the germs down to a minimum as low as possible. You know, whether you're by yourself or with a family, you know, you want to make sure you're washing your hands, taking showers, baths, you know, and keeping your place clean. Like I said, you know, whether you're cooped up by yourself or cooped up with other people, there are going to be more germs present. And you definitely, you know, want to do all that you can to mitigate that. These are just a few things, you know. Oh, one other thing. I forgot about this one. Puzzles. Puzzles may also come in handy. Either the puzzles that you physically put together, or even like word puzzles or any kind of puzzles. No matter what kind of puzzles you're gonna do, it'll keep your mind engaged. And they take time, you know, keep you busy, keep you, you know, just keeping your mind off all of the negativity that's going around with the virus and the isolation and, you know, people being out of work. I know times are trying for a lot of us, and it's rough. And hopefully, you know, these suggestions can help some of you. You know, the main thing is you don't want to lose your mind or go crazy, you know, whether you're by yourself or, you know, in a family situation. You want to do everything you can do to, you know, keep your sanity. Like what I'm doing right now, I exercise frequently. I wrote a book. I'm in the middle of trying to get that published, and you know, I'll put that on the channel pretty soon. That's coming up. Once I get done with the book, I'm probably gonna start a website to try to promote the book. Then I have another story I'm working on, and I just try to do things. I have games, you know, video games. You know, I read all the time. So I'm by myself. I don't even have a girlfriend. I'm single. So I definitely gotta be aware of my mental situation. I definitely do things to try to keep myself busy and occupied, so I'm not sitting here going stir crazy. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask. I'll help anybody in any way that I can. Please like, comment, subscribe. That's it for me tonight. Thanks for watching. Peace.